Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast, episode 120. It's awesome to have you here. I have a very special guest joining me tonight, Julian Gilliam, otherwise known as LOGIK, one of the straight up OGs. What's up, man?
What's up, Michael King? What's good, Andy? Appreciate y'all having me here on the NFT Catcher Podcast, man. I'm excited to dive into all three things art and Web3, man.
Yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. Since the very beginning of my time on Clubhouse, early 2021, listening to your rooms and hearing you talk and running rooms. And it was always just awesome stuff. I was a supporter. We'll talk about your plugs. I minted them early on and just, I always had so much respect. So it's really good to have a one-on-one here. I'm excited to chop it up and see what your thoughts are on a lot of the different, all the stuff going on. There's always a lot going on in the space. But first off, I wanted to give you a chance to kind of tell everybody about yourself, what you've done, and then move into kind of your NFT journey.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'll just keep it short and sweet. My name is LOGIK. That's with a K. I've been in the Web3 space since like November of 2020. That's when I first bought Mana. I got my Bored Ape at 0.08 Ethereum. So I was in pretty early. I have a background in working in marketing, advertising, some of the biggest agencies in the world like Havas and Leo Burnett, where I started a subsidiary agency called Naomi, which then led to me getting headhunted by Google, where I did 2 years as a creative director at Google. And then I left Google when I pretty much knew it after I released the Plug project back in October of 2020. Like a space like this allowed for my project to gross my salary and bonus in like 2 hours of going public. So something like that, where I didn't think something like that was possible, or just me having that sovereignty, that freedom would be possible until like my 40s or 50s or something. And shout out to the Web3 space for like allowing for me to take a world that I've been building for over a decade and then to just launch it on the blockchain. And it's been, a fucking amazing journey ever since, man, back in October.
It's been a crazy journey. October 2020. So you bought Mana. That's Decentraland, right?
Yeah.
How'd you get into that? How'd that kind of gesture?
Shout out to Lady Phoenix. I gotta give Lady Phoenix all her praises. Yep. If you don't know who she is, listening to this podcast, you definitely should check her out. It's PHEO, not P, to find Lady Fee. Lady Fee was pretty much the catalyst for a lot of people getting into the Web3 space. She facilitated Beeple's relationship on Nifty Gateway. I think he's like the only person, or at that time, that owned his own smart contract via Nifty Gateway. Strong Black queer woman, definitely underrepresented in the space, and she was just like she's a pioneer. So she introduced me into the space on Clubhouse, and she was spelling C, like OpenSea, out to people, like SEA.io. And that's when I get on OpenSea and I will only see like 3D renders of cars and trees and stuff. It was a completely different time back then.
Yeah, man. I remember Lady Phoenix. She was only on Clubhouse for like a little bit when I first started, because I think she kind of moved on. She really blew up, and like you said, worked with people, and that's a pretty amazing story. I know like I heard a lot about her from other people, but I never really got.
Yeah. She's amazing. She actually spoke on stage. She moderated one of my stages at Segoy, which is a Web3 conference that I created last year during NFT NYC. It was in Dumbo, Brooklyn. Yeah.
Yep. Segoy was the only day that I went over to Brooklyn that whole week was for your event, man. I wanted to come support. It was really cool. A lot of artwork when you were walking through, like Sabet stuff. Really good panel. And I spoke about it when we did our recap. I can't remember who were the people on there, but it was a really good panel. And then I walked out and I was hanging out. There was like a bunch of people smoking joints outside. We were hanging out, and my friend Mariana Martins came up, who's friends with Mumbot and that whole crew from Clubhouse. You probably remember them. They were having an event at Jason Naylor's studio, and it turned out to be like this awesome day. Just because I, for the one time, hopped in an Uber and went over to your, because I downloaded the passes that you airdrop for us. So I came over. Yeah, exactly. So, and you do a lot of stuff. You speak fluent Japanese, right?
Choto nihongo hanasemasu muzakashi desu ne. Ima wa benkyo shite imasu, meaning right now I'm studying Japanese. I'm not fluent. It's a very difficult language.
That
but
sounded
I do have
really
a Japanese.
good. That sounded really good.
To the naked ear, I could just been saying a bunch of bullshit. And you'd be like, yep.
Sure.
But I did see a Nihonjin, which is a Japanese person yesterday. I kind of coined him for being Japanese. And it was I felt kind of powerful in that moment last night. I got to speak to him briefly in Japanese. He was like looking at me like, yeah. But I have a Japanese language school for Black and brown people. It's a global school. Shout out to Clubhouse for allowing for us to have that market. So we have students globally taking it, and I was able to fund it with money from the plug. So yeah,
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, have you been to Japan?
Yeah, I went in 2017. I actually did a project for Toyota that never ran, and they gave me the most money I've ever gotten from a collaboration. Yeah. And I was leaving.
Never even ran.
Yeah, and I was leaving my current job to go to Leo Burnett, and I ended up staying in Japan for like 4 months out there. I just quit my job while I was out there, told them I wasn't coming back, and just wandered around Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, Hiroshima, and Meiji. I'm just all over, man, just shutting the fuck up and watching life.
No doubt. Good for you. And that's amazing. I was there in January of 2018, and I spent a week in Tokyo, a week in Kyoto.
Oh, nice.
Really special, really amazing places.
That was my first time experiencing the crypto crash in 2017. Bitcoin dropped, and I was like down to my last dollars because I was just buying $50 lunches every day. And I was like, I don't know how many $50 lunches I got in me. I went to my Bitcoin and it was at half, bro. I was like, whoa.
Right. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's crazy. Those crashes are rough, man. It's been rough on a lot of people this last year.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah. Good to hear. That's really cool hearing some of your story, how you got into NFTs and all that. We'll get into some more later, but let's talk about some of the things that happened in NFTs. Did you follow the Ryan Carson drama this weekend? Do you keep up like day to day on the drama?
I know as much as I probably, so like just the whole idea of he dropped a lot of names that did not confirm if they were really supporters. And I think it was a real bad move to misconstrue someone agreeing to do a handshake tweet with you, a quote tweet, if you will, versus them signing something on the dotted line and actually pushing for some funds. It was like just in bad taste. And I think just even with the current state of the market, everyone is like really breaking down and going through everything with a fine-tooth comb, like the things that people say, people's business practices, and how they like, oh, there's only 179 slots left. It just felt like a big FOMO situation. Even though some of the practices for, getting VC funding and it's okay to get a wide range and get some okays early, it was just the way it was presented. I think a lot of people thought it was icky.
I agree. It was definitely icky. Yeah, no, there was a lot to it. So like, there was a little tiny bit of deception where the people that he announced really only were investing 10,000, but everyone else was a minimum of 160,000. He didn't really disclose that. A few people backed off. I saw Luca Nets, G Money, Jimmy.eth, Andrew Wang, all backed out of it. I listened to a lot of the spaces of people talking, and then I specifically listened to his on Saturday morning. And, honestly, this guy's like, I've already kind of thought it. He's a real smooth talker. He talks through everything. Anybody that had criticism, he was just like, I hear you. And then he's like, next question, please. Like, he's already got so the Moonbirds thing was the first time I ever heard of him when he left Moonbirds. And people didn't really like that. And that seems kind of weird. I don't think we have the full story on that. But he was describing it, and he was just like, yeah, I thought it'd be fun to start a fund. So they were like, all right, well, then they mutually split ways. Like, you thought it'd be fun to start a fund? Like, I don't think there's anything, like, I don't know. I don't think there's anything fun about investing other people's money, right? Like, I'd be a nervous wreck. Like, you're doing it to make money. You're doing
Did you see the screenshots of people showing his assets that he had on chain
from the other
down like 80%, like, and then this is a person you want to, and then also a person who got hacked as well. where he just clicked the shitty link. That was him, right?
That was Kevin Rose. That was
Why did name sound phonetically?
Yeah.
I don't know why they kind of like
right. They sounded like
because with Carson, man, I thought that was very odd. And let Satoshi Goat, which is the dev on Studio Logic team, my homie Satoshi Goat, he really feels jaded about the Moonbirds because it's the idea of implicit staking came through the plug. And then the nesting of the bird was kind of like something we had created a few months prior. So he kind of felt like, but I was like, it's on chain, man. It's on chain and like for people to see it. But it's always nice to be first. Like we know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. People do front run. If something gets out there, it's nice to be first. It's nice to be first.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of weird things. Like he already started the other fund, the 121G thing. And I don't think that's going really well. They bought like a bunch of Moonbirds at 23 ETH.
Really?
Like, for that.
So he's doing Flux and another one?
Yeah, he left Moonbirds to start a fund, and that was 121G. Raised a bunch of money, and from what I saw, I don't think that one's doing great. And then he's like starting another one. He had a company before Moonbirds called Treehouse that people are saying some weird stuff went down. Like, and he's like such a smooth talker. He did his regular daily dose this morning. 2,000 people in the room. There wasn't one mention of the controversy. It was all like, "Hey, everything's great." Like,
like no one. It seems like everyone just being like a little circle jerk.
Yeah,
that's why I fuck with the Web3 Exposed kind of the group.
I like that. I like that room. Yep, I like that room.
Yeah, because they really be asking the questions, man. They be like, y'all just over here.
They keep it real. They don't mess around. Like, yeah, exactly.
Frank, what did you eat for lunch today, bro? Like, nah, man. We're gonna get to the nitty gritty. I think it's all it gets into this thing where the space can get like no one wants to step on toes for fear of being like exiled or you don't get invited to the, for lack of better words, the cookout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So man, I just think when we continue to see more bad players come in and then just people call people on their bullshit, I think it'll just make way for the proper builders and people that will execute with their soul intact.
I hope so. We keep saying that, and then the stuff keeps coming up, and like he keeps like doing new things. Like people are going to stick around him because they think they can make money with Flux.
Yeah.
Like
do you know the fundamental difference between Flux and the 186 or whatever it's called?
Yeah, I don't. I really don't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It could be like their interest in the things that they invest in, and what are they investing in, and like.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that Flux is going to be giving 121G some of their tokens. Because
wait, so is he watching and repeating on this one too? Is he?
I don't know. I can't say. Yeah, I'll build one to give money to that one. Probably like he's just
find out 80% of your income is your own tokens.
The only one getting rich is Ryan Carson. Who knows? People also said that he like sniped rare Moonbirds. There was accusations of that, but he always doesn't answer. Like he keeps putting out these threads with answers and like. He's really smooth talker. And even before all this happened, like even hearing him talk, I always thought like he sounded a little fake. Like, he's like, someone will be like, I just rode my bike. I'm like, I love that. Oh, that's so amazing. Like, I don't know. Just everything is like that.
It is a power, man, to make people, believe the things you say and to feel warm and cozy around you. And like, that's a skill. It's a skill.
Yeah. And I hate to talk too much trash. We actually were close to getting him on the podcast, but like I just, be honest, like it's just weird. And I wouldn't get too close to that guy.
But Michael, we need you to expose and let us know what's really happening.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. We have I mean, I love our community here, and I don't know how many people are in the weeds day to day listening. They might not know, so I'm not going to come on and be like, oh, he just, a little misunderstanding. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Trying to be honest, And we'll see who messages me and says I should or shouldn't have said something. But
yeah, because I went to Influx. I went to the Flux website yesterday, but the only thing you can see is the application to become a VC. So
right, I think they took a lot down. They had all the investors on there at first. Like he had to delete that tweet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And they kind of like you fuck the game, you fuck your product up before it even gets started. Like you taint it in a space where you probably have the most power. But I'm sure he's operating in other circles outside of the Web3 space. He has to.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. He's probably doing all kinds. Who even knows? But he, I mean, he had a chance. Like, he had these great investors, and if he would have just kept it close to the vest, but now everyone's like backing out, and they're it's not what it is. What it is.
G Money name got taken off that shit real fast. Lucas
he
had fucking tweeted, it was like, yo, I didn't sign anything. I didn't send no money. And it was like, after you do that, the person just kind of feels like, I can't trust you with my name, bro.
Right. Yeah. Because other people have these reputations too. Zeneca put out a thread where he was talking about, like, he was hesitant even from the beginning. And he was like,
did Zeneca back out too?
He didn't necessarily back out. He's trying to figure out what he's going to do. Zeneca was a little different because Zeneca is a founding advisor. He's one of 3 advisors.
Oh, yeah, I did. I saw that on there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Even the flux.tech/invest is protected. It's a protected page now.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Because that used to be the only page you can see.
Yeah, they're changing. He's figured out he's catching a lot of slack because Gary V's name got caught up in there. You know, Gary's not thrilled.
Oh, I know, right? He's like, bro, you are.
Yeah. Hey. Because all these people have their own brands to protect, you know?
Yeah, man. They like, bro, take me off that shit there.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Next up on the list I have is LoudPunx.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was innovative. I listened to a lot of spaces with those guys, Tariq and forget the other guy, Bojo, maybe. I forget the other guy's name. Should have wrote it down. But it's a really cool project. So for people that don't know, it's the Rolling Loud Festival. They have 7 festivals at this point around the world. One's in Miami, actually, in my neighborhood. What you get if you minted one of these, it was 1.5 ETH. You get a lifetime VIP pass to every festival that they do, which is huge value if you're trying to go to any of these. 1.5 ETH, about $2,400. They were going to sell, it was like 5,500 of them, I think. And they ended up at 2,435 and cut it off. And then once they cut it off, it started doing really well. I actually know a former ticket broker, one of the guys that's in the Web3 Exposed a lot, Do It Big Chicago. He's a former ticket broker. My brother, he bought about 100 of them. Yeah.
The LoudPunx thing?
Yeah. which you do the math at 2,400, it's about $250,000.
Yeah.
But he's a real hustler. I know this guy. This dude is super legit. Like, even in the ticket space, the guy I worked for used to always compare, like, yo, Chicago's doing this. What the hell are you guys doing? Like, he would always take it the next level above.
It wasn't a bad buy because the floor is 2 ETH right now.
The floor is 2 ETH right now.
On most of them.
Yeah. And knowing him, he's going to have a way to like sell these and delegate the wallet. Like he's a real hustler like that, where he'll start moving them and bringing in money on them. Like, yeah. Dude's got 700 Yuga assets. Like he's a ball. Yeah.
I'm surprised I never ran into him. Maybe I have in Chicago.
I won't say his real name. I know, but I don't think he's doxxed on Twitter, so I won't say it. But he's friends with like Twista. He's in that crowd. He used to run sneaker conferences in Chicago.
Yeah, okay. I probably know if I've seen him or if I, yeah.
Yeah.
But I saw him on there like, bro, we flipping this shit. And I was just like, watching. Like,
I know.
He up to something. And this is a 1.5 E4. Like, yo, he playing with big money over here.
Yeah, for sure. Pretty wild. But that's a cool project. Like, it's actually what these Web 2 brands should be doing. Things like this, like crush it with the utility.
Yeah, because the utility's already baked in with something like Rolling Loud, which has like been on for like 6 years. They've been in multiple cities. People are kind of interested. I saw people kind of breaking it down because when they did the first private sale, that they locked trading, like you couldn't sell. So it looked like there was no activity happening, which people considered a red flag. But to be honest, man, everyone's gonna have an opinion. But you just got to follow through with what your heart is set out on, because everything's an experiment. Because they have to be it's not like OpenSea tells you that the contract is paused or you can't trade. So the activity looked like it was lacking, but like you said, since it's open, it's done 686 ETH in volume in like a day and a half. So it's doing really well.
Yeah, it was slow going.
Listed too.
Yeah, right. I actually slept on it. I knew I should be buying it, especially like knowing Chicago was buying it. Like I just knew, like I was like, I actually texted my brother-in-law and I was like, blah, blah, blah is loading up a lot of these. You might want to think about it. Who's still in tickets. I'm not in tickets anymore, so I'm not like trying to sell or nothing. But I was a ticket broker for 17 years before I got into NFTs.
You were flipping
that's
tickets?
what I did. Yeah, ticket broker, ticket scalper, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. That's what I did that was my profession until the pandemic hit in early 2020. Wow. Yeah. And that's the only reason I stopped.
You have a bot or something that scoop up the cheap tickets?
No bots. Bots are illegal. No bots. People do have them, but we didn't. We actually started a software as a service. And first we built our own program. We had 50 buyers, like people that we would get, word of mouth and bring them in. And I managed a team of 50 people. So it was almost like a human bot. And we would put out a concert on our website. They would just go to it. They put the tickets they got, and we would tell them to buy or pass it. We'd tell them what account to use, what credit card to use. Like we had it locked down. Then we
so y'all were showing like purchases on your behalf so people would be insinuated to purchase tickets.
Well, basically, so we had a website where we would list all the concerts we wanted to buy and what time they would go on sale, the password. And then our buyers, who were word of mouth, they were friends of family, things like that. They would log into the website and they'd say, oh, cool, 10 a.m. there's a concert going on sale. They would go to buy whatever tickets they got, they would put into the website. And then that would come up to me and I'd have a list of all the tickets and I'd say, buy, pass, buy, pass, buy, pass. And so if they passed, they just kicked them back, tried to get new tickets, and we would do that. And it was amazing for us. It was going really well. And we started selling that to other brokers. That was the SaaS. We turned it into a software as a service. It was blowing up. It was going to do amazing. We were on board new brokers. And then the pandemic hit like the worst possible time. So that just
So on the ticket, what you come up like 100, you like double it or something, you like make a double.
It always depends. Not typically. That's amazing. Doubling up, a double up is awesome. Yeah. But we would just try and buy so many, like Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. Yeah. That was our bread and butter. So like we would sometimes buy, that's a 10,000 person venue. We would buy 1,500, 2,000 seats to a show there. And, and even if you're making 20, 30, 40 a seat.
So if you say that's your bread and butter, it's funny because I just went to Denver recently with my girlfriend, and we went to Red Rock Amphitheater. Yeah, and we went to go see Train or something. Yeah, we went to go see Train.
Yeah, I know. Drops to Jupiter or whatever.
Yeah, and I had bought tickets because I think it was sold out, and I bought it on like a secondary.
But by the time I sold out, or whatever,
that shit was like $700, bro.
What?
Yeah, bro, I got man, because then I went on the website or whatever, and I was like, wow, it's way cheaper, and I just tried to get a refund. It was like, no.
Oh yeah, you went to some site. I know it's hard. Man. It's a tough game. Yeah, tickets. It's tough for buyers to figure it out. It's if you don't know, it's definitely tough. That's too much. Yeah, that's a lot. You're like 0.45 ETH. What do you do? It's different that way. There should actually be a website where people could buy tickets in ETH. You could travel with ETH now. Travala.com.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I traveled and I went to Europe in November, went to NFT London, went to Madrid, and I bought everything on Travala.com with ETH.
Oh, shit. I'm going to look that up. My friend works for our airline, so I travel domestically for free. So
that's what's up on a buddy pass or whatever.
Yeah. Hopefully,
I love that.
When he gets this new job, it extend to international.
That's one of the best perks in the world when you know somebody like that. I know.
Next year I'm about to. Are you interested? I was like, bro, I got the money already ready for you.
Yeah. So right. That's what's up. That's awesome. So that was kind of my journey and then I took about a year off and then found NFTs and early February 2021. Lucky, and then just
yeah.
That's what I do now.
You got apes too, man. So
yeah. I one ape, one mutant. I got my ape. I bought it for 0.8 from Pranksy. You minted, obviously. I don't know.
No, I didn't mint.
Oh, you didn't mint. You just got it like after mint. It was still.
Yeah.
You got a nice one. You got a nice one with the halo. Yeah.
No, I drew the halo. Mine is actually a 4 ape with just horns. Because the horns and halo don't really exist together. Because my Halo has a
I
battery
didn't
pack on
know
the
that.
side.
Let me
Yeah, it's
look at your.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, I
Oh,
changed
you
my
changed it.
PFP.
Yeah, you changed
Yeah,
it. You
yeah.
changed it.
I had
Cool.
to start rocking my own art,
Mhm.
and
No,
start,
that makes sense. You should. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Love that.
So, yeah.
I didn't know you drew that Halo. I thought that was part of it.
Yeah, no, I
That's
flipped
awesome.
it. Like even that blue,
Yeah.
that like rich blue. Yeah, I made like that's my own custom.
Okay.
made.
Well, how about that? Cool.
Yeah. I should mint it actually.
Not a doing open edition.
I could, right?
Put some checks on there and just throw it out.
Mint Logic's 8. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I could get away with that too, probably.
Yeah. So speaking of open editions, we'll move on to the next subject, which is Manifold. And obviously, when you started minting, there wasn't really a tool like that. And there was OpenSea, but that was a shared contract. What's your take on Manifold? And we can get into like all how people are using it now.
Man, Manifold is like a fucking savior for creatives, man, or just projects. Period. I was fortunate enough to have a developer on my team. Like I'm at his crib right now. Like I'm sleeping on his couch right now while I'm working on a project. But the thing was, I was so gung-ho on owning my own contracts for everything I did that everything I was doing with my dev was meticulous. So those things take a long time to create versus what Manifold allows for us to just release art and release. So it allows for me to focus on the big grandiose projects with my developer, Satoshi Goat, and then be able to just drop art freely with Manifold and still own my contracts without Satoshi having to take time away from the big things that we're working on. Because I was cultivating burn mechanics a year and a half ago, but it just what we're building, like the game of good and evil, it was like, okay, let's just focus on these things first. And then I had like a couple brand collabs. So what it's done is, man, is just giving a lot of freedom for my team and a lot of artists, to not have those shared contracts on Nifty Gateway Foundation. Also, people are finding value and not even having to be on the platforms anymore, which is wild, right? Like you sell a couple thousand and you didn't even know you can sell a couple thousand on your own contract, right? Man. Fucking wild, man.
It's been wild. So. It's been wild for sure. And they announced a couple of days ago a fee structure, which is super fair. So basically, it's still going to be free for creators, and they're going to charge the minters $1 each, right? Yeah. Which is great. They said to keep the doors open. Like they got to make money. Of course, people always ask. I actually asked VGF that last week, how do they make money? And he's like, well, I think some of the people do custom stuff, but like, it's not really clear. Of course they should. Like they would have made $250,000 on the Vincent Van Gogh one. You saw that one, I'm sure. The checks.
No, I didn't. No, I saw checks. Yeah. I got put on the checks. Yeah, I got put on.
Well, there's the checks, which is so Jack Butcher released the checks. He did an open edition. I think he sold. What did somebody say? He sold. No, the number he sold, but he did $128,000 on mint, and I think they were like $4 each. So he must have sold like 40,000 of them, 30,000 of them. And then he's made 385,000 on royalties for a total of 500,000. Vincent Van Gogh, a few days later, then went and made that Pepe green check. Did you see that one that looked like Pepe? So he sold 240,000 of them.
Oh my god.
That's $6 each.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He made over $1 million.
$1.6 million.
Oh my goodness, on a $4, $6 fucking. That's amazing.
Yep.
I was actually thinking about that with my team because I released the burn adventures for free. I was like, damn, I could have just put like $3 on it.
I know, right? How many minted on that?
4,500.
Yeah. And
it was all addresses.
That's a lot. That's
I
awesome.
collected. Yeah, and it was all address I collected. So it wasn't. I had collected like 12,000 addresses. Manifold only allowed for me to put 9,999. And 4,500 minted it in 48 hours, 24 hours or something. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah.
I got to turn my noties on. Somehow I missed that. I missed your edition. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah, it's still some out there. They're like $7
I'm putting them on right now. Noties are on.
Yeah, I'm working on Act 3 right now, so that should be okay here too.
Nice. Yeah. So I mean, it's been wild. So that one happened. You probably saw the Nest Graphics one. That was
the first one. I tried to get in on that one, but I keep missing stuff too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's tough to keep up on everything. But a lot of people are, that's pretty wild. Manifold it's revolutionary for artists compared to where we were in 2021.
You getting it straight out the faucet too. It's like,
right.
I drop a link, you know what I'm saying? People, alpha groups get a hold of it. It's like,
and nobody's scared to connect to Manifold, which is really good. If you have your own website, people are might be, you don't need to be connected to everything. But Manifold has just been rock solid in what they're doing. Like they must be doing so much volume right now, no hiccups or anything. It's pretty
when they start charging that $1,
I know
it's almost like you build it, you build it and you make it frictionless. So then now it's proofed out. People not going to really care about paying that $1 to get those NFTs, man.
No one's going to care about paying the $1.
That's gas fees, man.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Barely. It's less than gas. Wow. I mean, Richard and his team, like that's really impressive what they have going on there. They're probably going to just be major players. I think OpenSea recently released a bunch of creator tools. I haven't looked into it, but they're probably just copying Manifold because, like,
I mean, they have to, bro.
Yeah, of course they do.
They have to. Like, you don't even have to drop on OpenSea no more. Like, you don't. It's like you don't even have to think about it. I'm just looking at OpenSea right now. I was like,
just make sure OpenSea. I know. I don't go there nearly as much as I used to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, not really. I mean, I'm not flipping like I was. Like I was hardcore flipping all year 2021, 2022. But
I was a diamond hander, man. All right. I was diamond hand all the way to the fucking floor.
Yeah, I was paper hand.
I was like, it worked once with the ape. Let me see if it keeps happening. I saw my first 4-figure NFT on the secondary market, which was the tier 1 coupon stub. I woke up to it being sold at 2.7. For some reason, I had like seller's remorse, because it's almost a 2.8 ETH. But I'm like, I got my tier 4, so
yeah, I have a tier 3 and a tier 1. I've been considering selling that one before it locks up on Wednesday.
Right. And I'm like, do I? It's like it's just so up in the air and it's so unfair because I wish I knew. But then I guess the flipping wouldn't be as fun, would it?
It's impossible to tell. Like, if this turns into like a mecca or whatever, like you never know. I don't know.
No, you don't.
It's nice to take some money when you can. That's nothing to shake a stick at. Whatever that is, $5,000 or whatever.
Yeah, it is. Oh yeah, it was like 4,500. I was like,
right.
Yeah, so I'll take my wins. Yeah.
No, especially this time. Yeah, like I moved a few things recently, just kind of clearing out a little bit. I wasn't selling for a while, but I was like, let me sell some. If it's like quarter ETH, I'll just bang it out.
Yeah, I gotta move this fucking hate beast thing that I diamond handed past $30,000 and didn't sell it. I had 10 ETH offer on it, and I was like, I was really in my bag. I was like, I'll just see if I get a rare win. The 30K, like, what kind of fucking gamble is that?
Yep, that was a shame. Yeah, I got rid of mine. I got on the whitelist for that also, and sold mine. I
should have sold it. I had a 10 ETH offer, man. I was like, But at that point, 30K was feeling like a piece of candy because everything was flying off the shelf.
I mean, the apes were $500,000 for a while.
I got a 385K offer on my ape, and I was like, wow. And I'm not really about to press accept.
I know, exactly.
Who am I?
It's crazy.
Who am I?
How am I not selling this thing? Yeah, for sure.
That in love with it.
Really? That's pretty funny, man. It's crazy. Those some crazy times. Like, it just felt like everything was just, I thought the apes were going to $1 million, that's what it felt like. They didn't.
Yeah, man, it's an interesting ride with this BAYC thing. I even had I was advising the Timex team to make watches for the apes. Did you get one?
I didn't get one. I saw that go down, but I didn't get one.
Yeah, man, the price is way too fucking high. It was like they came out 1.5 ETH for a Timex watch.
Yeah, right.
Like,
a little high.
They should have did it like 0.1 or point.
And got a bunch of them out there.
Yeah, bro. That's what because you run into stuff like that, like Porsche. I mean, you can call it do you consider that a fail or a win?
It's to be determined what they're going to do with it. So it's a win for the people that minted it because the price is up, right? Let me look right now. Yeah, I mean it's almost a double up if you minted it. I don't love the way they went about it, I don't like that they didn't use their main account. That always rubs me the wrong way. Makes it seem like they're a little scared or they're not 100% in. And there was also accusations that they swept their own floor. I don't know if that did or didn't happen.
Yeah, man. That wouldn't necessarily surprise me if they swept their own floor. Just got a bunch of different wallets and cleaned it up.
Yeah, but I mean, it's holding a nice price. It's done 3,000 ETH in volume.
Oh shit.
Yeah, but the last 7 hours ago, 8 hours ago, there hasn't really been too many sales since then. But it's we'll see what they do with it. If they add value to, that's another one they had to cut short. These days, if you're minting a project, people mint, and then if it slows down a little bit, they're like, stop the mint now. Everyone wants the low.
Yeah.
Stop the mint. That's the whole.
Well, they don't want the floor price
to go below the mint price. That gets really bad when that happens. Yeah.
But also, in my opinion, it's my thing is it's easier to raise a floor if you have good intent and to try to sustain a floor.
Right.
So it's kind of like if you show and improve the value, then that's, I think, because right now it's I can't really justify the 0.9 ETH. I mean, it's Porsche, yes, but then it's the world is so big, and it's why don't you let people give them time to get in? Because even when you look at what is it, the LoudPunx or whatever,
mm-hmm.
they closed the mint, and it's but more people can learn about this. But I guess that also doesn't mean that you can't come out with a V2 version of it either. But then that might affect the first. I don't know. This shit is fucking weird.
Right. Totally. No,
because it's no, we don't want any more money. We don't want any more money. We don't want any more VIPers.
I bet if the LoudPunx were selling that, the LoudPunx is kind of, you can't have too many, because then how many? It's not really VIP anymore if it's 10,000 people in there. But I always wonder, if they would have just sold that, not that they should have, I really like what they're doing, but if they would have just went to Web 2 and were hey, everybody, for $2,500, you can have VIP passes for life. They probably would have sold 10,000, but it's weird that the people didn't see that value. People that go to the show and buy VIP passes.
Did they not promote it to their Web 2 community?
They did.
Okay.
Did Rolling Loud, I got to look and see. I don't know. I know because LoudPunx has their own Twitter. And I know that the owners of Rolling Loud were absolutely doing it. Let's see. If you go to Rolling Loud,
I'm even looking at the Instagram.
I mean, their bio says LoudPunx is the future.
Yeah, I see. And they had a couple pictures, and I think the PFPs or whatever. But super dude, dudes made this. And dudes definitely made this one.
Yeah, no doubt. So let's get into your art a little bit. So we talked about the open editions that were happening. You did an open edition, but before that was the plug, and that was actually pretty. I don't know if I would say revolutionary at the time, but so what happens with the plug is as you hold it a longer amount of time, the juice goes up on the bars up to 100%, which is coming soon. But if you sell it, it goes back to zero. What's kind of your thought? Go ahead, say it.
No, if it reaches 100% and it locks in.
Okay.
And it evolves to its third and final stage, and it'll stay like that forever on the blockchain. The reason why I created that, man, was because at that moment, I understood signals, cultural signals, which is why I knew the value of getting my ape at the time. The reason why I understood why crypto rocks were going for 2.2 million or whatever. But at that moment, I knew that culture, tastemakers and people who actually pioneer culture had yet to be in the space. And this high that everyone was on, I knew was temporary in the sense that it just wasn't. It was a bunch of people telling us that futuristic toads from Mars were dope. And you know what I'm saying? And everyone buying into this thing. So me creating the plug was more so a longevity play of it takes time to do dope shit, to build things and stuff like that. So it was really created for my long-term people who believe in my long-term vision, and for those people who rocking with me. So instead of just looking at me as a liquidity pool, It was more so like, I'm going to do this the way I see fit. And if you picking up what I'm putting down, then this is the joint for you. So me doing that bought me time in regards to like trying to hustle to stay in place, to draw pictures because the market was so uncertain. Whereas the plug allowed for people to track and to be patient. And then the idea of every 60 days that it grows, and then to the last from 95% to 100%, there's a gap of uncertainty. I don't tell you how long it takes to get to realize its full maturation, to mature to its fullest potential. So it's kind of like, do you paper hand Logic's career? Do you paper hand Michael Keen's career? When things get hard, because the whole idea of this space is like, when Lambo, when can we expect our utility to come back? And it's like, just in our lives, man, you just can't clock. From the moment where I was self-proclaimed Logic to entering spaces and like people like, that's Logic. Like, I didn't get to choose that. Yeah. I didn't get to choose that acknowledgement of. So it's kind of like, you got to just keep your head down and do your thing. So that's why I created it, for time, patience, and also for my community, the Black community, the culture of community in Chicago, because I launched it in Chicago first. I did a physical mint, and I minted 145 of them, where I front ended. That's Satoshi Go right there. Nice. Where
is he now? Was he just wearing an Eagles jacket?
Is he wearing? Are you wearing an Eagles jacket, Jack? I think he got his headphones on.
Okay. It was green. I was like, I'm a big Eagles fan. We got our Super Bowl coming up.
Yeah. So I did that really, man, because I was a lot of people's first mint. Yep. And at the basis, like, I think if I was trying to educate people that I came up with on how to flip into how to identify value to a Bored Ape or a crypto dick butt, we will fucking get burned, because the sense of humor that resonates in, let's just say, white boy culture isn't the one that resonates where I come from. Like, those things get no play where I come from. So at the very least, when people purchase my NFT for the first time, when I send them off into the ether of Web3, before they go buy NFTs, at the very least, you don't have to know shit. It's like, well, my NFT that I got from Logic changes at the very least every 60 days. What the fuck does this thing do? So I did it as an education component, as a thing to buy me time. And also, I just wanted to create something that resonates with people on an intimate level, like an emotional level of hustling and striving for your dreams.
That's amazing. I remember very well when you were dropping that and you did the in real life event first. I remember, because we were all in Clubhouse and stuff. Like, I was right up in the mix of that. I remember that very well. I have 8 of them, and I still have them.
Get the fuck out.
Yeah, I minted 8 straight off the bat. Yep. We got some shit for you, man. Oh, wow.
Yeah, bro. In a couple weeks, man.
Oh, damn.
And the amount of plugs that you have, will make the mint cheaper. So we did it on the threshold, and we can get into it, but it's for the game of good and evil. So I created a
let's hear it, man. Drop. Tell us about
it. Yeah. So Satoshi Go and I are creating a game called it's the game of good and evil. And I can share my screen if you want to see it. But fuck it, I'll share my screen. So this is like I'm super excited about this one. So we're coming out of a game called Good and Evil. And when we dropped the plug, that was just like us dipping our toe in the water to make sure that it worked. And it fucking works. So this game, I introduced, if you ever seen it, I introduced the characters Good and Evil on my Time magazine. With my Time magazine drop that I just did. So you can see it here. And then, so what is this game of good and evil, man? Since you're familiar with dynamic NFTs, just imagine your NFT evolves between good and evil, the influence of good and evil every 3 days, for example, okay? And the idea of this game is to acquire what we call in grails. Grails are one-of-ones or small, short editions by me with the good and evil motif. And then we even have guests from our favorite artists in the space, like Gabe Weiss, Garrett Garmo, Terrell Jones, Finn, my homie Tim Bags, and they all created pieces inspired by the duality of good and evil. Mm-hmm. So then how do you get these grails? Also, we'd love to have your ape in here as well. But how do you get these grails? So in this game, when you're influenced by either good or evil, you can do a set of things. So let's take that life journey of your NFT changing every 3 days between the influences of good and evil. And then you have these checkpoints, these states of enlightenment. So the highest state of enlightenment being the all-seeing eye, the third eye, and we reduce it 2 eyes and 1 eye, right? So the more enlightened you are, the stronger your NFT is. So let's say your NFT is influenced by evil, you can sacrifice your NFT at a chance for a grail. And the more enlightened your NFT is, the higher chance of it has to succeed in becoming a grail. So you gamble it. Now you have a Michael Keane ape, one of one out of the collection, right? But let's say your NFT fails. When your NFT fails, it leaves your wallet and goes into purgatory. And that'll be a wallet that we created, a house wallet. So it'll be like there are 26 souls in purgatory. So let's just take, for example, if you only have enough liquidity to buy one token for the game, there's no way in hell you're going to sacrifice your NFT at a grail, right? Especially if you got like a 1 in 100 chance of getting it. So what we did is when your NFT is influenced by good, you can summon or resurrect souls out of purgatory for free. So you can go from having like one NFT to having like 3 NFTs, or 1 NFT to 5 NFTs, depending on how enlightened your NFT is. And then you can also get to the third eye, and you can sacrifice your NFT for a grail with 100% success rate at the highest level. And then we're calling the collaborators deities and things of that nature. And we got some other things we're working in, but this is like the proto, like just the quick hit as to what we're building. So then where you come in as a collector, so we're working on this commemorative drop, still working on the language to celebrate my collaboration with Time Magazine. And this is where we're going to introduce the game. So which side will you choose? You can choose only one. So I created a good and evil version of my drop of time. And then there's a reward mint system. And this mint system, war system is based on if you have a timepiece, there's only 14 of them, or the plug. Let's speak on the plug. So on a threshold of 1 plug to 6 plugs, so if you got 1 plug, the mint price is 0.055. But if you have 8 plugs like you do, then you get it for 0.025. So essentially, on a scale of how many plugs you get, the mint becomes cheaper. And then when you mint, depending on your rankings, you get X amount of tokens allocated to you for the game when it comes out later this year. So when you mint one of these, since you have 8 plugs, and I'm assuming in their alchemist, then you can get 4 tokens at 0.025 plus this commemorative piece here. And then you can also check, just so we want accountability. So when the game comes out, you can always check to see how many tokens you have allocated for when the game come out, because the more tokens you have to play the game, the better chance you have of actually getting a grail, right? So that is a bit of what we have coming up.
Cool, man. There's a lot going on there. That's exciting, and I'm definitely gonna be a part of that. So, it's cool though. So that's gonna be coming. When's that gonna be coming? Kind of soon.
So the mint to get the tokens and the commemorative drop is gonna come in about 2 weeks time. You'll start to see it roll out, and then probably mint within 2 to 3 weeks of that, or mint within 2 to 3 weeks. Yep. The game is gonna come out later this year.
Yep.
It's a blockchain, the game of good and evil. We got to be very careful on calling it a game, more so than a blockchain experience, I guess, because it's not like Dookie Dash or something like that, right? Yeah. It's more so like everything's on chain. So, so we'll have a prototype done in like 6 weeks to 2 months.
Amazing.
To shop it around to like IPs like Deadfellows, Alien Friends.
Oh,
and stuff
cool.
Like that
Good. Yeah. Love that, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Have you been playing Dookie Dash?
Yeah, I played a little earlier today. I cracked 126K, I think.
With your tier 4?
Yeah.
It's not bad. I've played more.
What'd you get?
I've played more than I like to say. I haven't done that amazing, but I have like 163,000 on the tier 3.
Okay.
But I put I put a decent amount of time into it. And like you got these like pro gamers are at like 950,000. So it's like,
bro, I'm like,
I know.
Yeah.
It must be going so fast. I can't even imagine. Because when you start getting through there, it's going so fast.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm. What were we gonna say to one guy, that guy Mongrel or whatever?
Some person, I think they were like identified one wallet for like taking over, like they just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, like 4 out of the top. Spots. Right. That's Mongrel. He's like he's the number 1 Fortnite player in the world, apparently.
That's fucking nuts.
Which is,
I'm like, what is this man's doing that I'm not doing?
I know. Those guys, first of all, he probably has like this mouse that's like super sensitive. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know.
Yeah. No,
I know some people are using video game joysticks. Like it's, but it's actually kind of cool that somebody like that, who's legit in the real gaming world, is playing this, and probably people are catching wind of it. Like,
Yeah, no, for sure.
right.
Because there's money on the other end.
Exactly.
If you get the fucking highest one, that's at minimum $1 million NFT.
That's exactly right. And if he gets it, hey, I just played this NFT game and won $1 million, people are gonna be like, oh shit. Because like that
they know Dookie Dash knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
They knew
no, I mean they must have known. Like that was that it's working out really well with Dookie Dash. It's fun to play.
Yeah.
Like I've played a lot.
It is.
I probably will sell my tier 1 probably tomorrow or Wednesday morning.
I mean, it's 2.8 right now.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah, might as well stack it up a little bit.
Yeah,
man.
I had seller's remorse, man, for a couple hours. I was like, what do I do? Do I pop back in?
I have seller's remorse on a bunch of stuff. There's nothing you can do about that. You know, it's because like,
do I just give them $4,500 back?
Right. Should I just buy one now? Yeah, exactly.
This little ticket stuff thing.
Oh my God.
It might turn into a mecca for a dog.
Right.
Crypto,
yeah.
Like,
and it's probably going to be. It'll end. The one you had will end up being like a gold mecca that's worth like whatever.
Bro. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was like. And then it might just be a lump of coal for your plot of land. Or
yeah, exactly. Right. I know they haven't really said that happened to me with my dog. I sold the dog pre-reveal for like 1 ETH or something, and it ended up having laser eyes, and it was like a real nice one. Yeah.
I'm like, let me go look for that tier 1 joint back. You know what I'm
saying? Nothing you can do about that. So, a couple more, 1 or 2 more things. I won't keep you all night. We've been going for almost an hour now, and I appreciate your time. If you got to go, you can roll. But if you want to chat it up for a couple more minutes, I got it in.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So have you been messing with AI art, and what do you think about AI and what's coming and art and all that?
Yeah, I use ChatGPT and I use Midjourney.
Yep,
I actually bought I use up my whole free thing going for Midjourney. I actually bought an account.
Oh, good for you.
I got an account for Midjourney. I use it for comps, man. I use it because I'm building a bunch of worlds and I'm building a lot of things very fast. So I use them for reference items. So I'm doing this thing where I'm mixing like futuristic, like cyberpunk and like cyberpunk and Blade Runner, but also like mixed it with like the 80s, 70s culture of like brick phones and pagers and like analog shit, but futuristic analog shit. So I'm like playing in this nice world. So it helps me like, instead of just trying to like really hone down on like scale of buildings and structures and things of that nature, I'm like using it for just reference material, futuristic cars and stuff like that. So it's been great. It's been great. And I think like when you start getting into film, so I got my degree in film and animation. So like even when you're doing like, let's say for instance, you got some paintings on the wall in the house and you want it to look pretty as a production man, as a product designer, it's like you get a couple of high res, you know what I'm saying? And now you got something bespoke in the crib that no artist owns. Yes, it does cut artists out, but it's just something powerful in that, especially when you get into like student films and stuff like that. They got powerful printers at the schools. But then also like ChatGPT, I use it to help with languaging, to make things more clear. Like I'll write something out and then I'll just put in ChatGPT and I was like, make this more clear, or make this more succinct, or make this like so then it helps me like, and I'm streamlining this stuff. I even had it write a bio about me, like write a bio about Julian, LOGIK, Gilliam. It was like it fucking knew who I was, bro. Yeah, because I got like a lot of things.
Yeah, I guess and it just went out there and looked. That's wild.
Yeah, and it was like it referenced to how like my style and like where I pull my inspiration from. Really? I was like, what the fuck?
I'm gonna try me. I'm sure it knows. It'll be like, who?
So yeah, I use it. I think it's amazing, bro. Especially
me too.
Yeah,
I try and ask everybody about it to see what they think. I mean, there's definitely there's some artists that are a little hesitant, and like some people say that the art takes stuff from other artists. There's even like a couple lawsuits out there, but in general, like AI is incredible. I use ChatGPT for everything too. I write emails with it, like whatever. I write stories for my kids with it. I've told this a couple times on the podcast, but like I'll be sitting with my little girls. I have 2 5-year-old girls, and we'll be up in their bedroom getting ready for bed. And I'll be like, what do you want to hear a story about? And they'll talk about unicorns and They'll give them names, and I'll put it into ChatGPT, and it'll write this whole story that's like, and it's like uplifting and positive, and it's like,
crazy,
it's
right?
crazy. It's crazy.
Yo, it's fucking
I
wild.
know. It's
man.
pretty wild.
I even used it. I prompted ChatGPT to help write the Burn Adventures story. Just like, but I wrote the story and I wrote the premise and everything, and I just kept massaging the state of it, the location, and even when I homage Quentin Tarantino, I was like write it in as if. So I like prompted all the characters and gave the premise of what the world I'm building. And then I was like, write this like a script.
Yeah.
And then I wrote it like, and I was like, write it like Quentin Tarantino would write it. And then, and because I homage Quentin Tarantino, and I was like, oh, okay, this is fucking.
Yeah.
And I updated it personally, I went in and, but yeah, bro, it's fucking nuts.
That's amazing. That's pretty cool. The thing about it now, it's sometimes it's unavailable. It'll be like, we're too busy. Or
oh yeah,
it's like I'm like, you
earlier
bastards,
in the day.
Right. Yeah. Like, what kind of it's free? It's like the greatest thing in the world. It's free, and I'm getting mad that they're like too full. They passed 100 million unique users in like 2 months or something. Yeah,
I heard they had to give teachers like a special like backdoor to.
There is they can put it in and see.
Papers.
Yep, but then there's another website that you can put your ChatGPT output in that changes it so it doesn't, so it can't tell if it's.
That's
crazy. There's always people one step ahead of the game.
That's
nuts.
It
is nuts, dude.
You imagine all the teachers at university and high school is like, we got to code red.
But
there's this thing.
Eventually they're just going to have to be like, AI is going to be the way people create things, because like you used to not be able to use calculators in school. Now they're like, why the hell not? Because it's an everyday tool.
But the thing is, me and Satoshi Go and I were talking the other day. It takes people away from there's power in knowing how to learn. Like, if you don't, I think kids are going to really get into this point where you don't know how to figure shit out.
Well, that's the truth.
You don't know how to. Yeah,
that's the truth.
So,
I mean, think about directions. We used to have to. I don't know how old you are. You're younger than me, probably. I'm 43.
I'm 33.
Young buck. Yeah. But I used to go. I used to have to print out MapQuest directions, and before that,
I remember MapQuest.
I don't even know how people got around. They had actual maps in the car. Trying to figure out where to go. Now people don't even know how to get for their house. Like, I have a cousin. She's 19 years old. She barely knows how to get from our house to her house if she doesn't have directions. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Totally dependent. Yeah. That's why when the internet goes, if the internet
the internet the world, people.
I mean, we'll still be fucked.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But
it would be anarchy.
5 years, 10 years now, it'd be fucking ridiculous.
Right. 5 or 10. Yeah, exactly. People have no clue how to do anything. They won't be able to. Oh, my Walmart app's not working. I can't order food. Like.
Right.
Yeah.
It's fucking out.
Yeah.
I don't even know if Boy Scouts still exist.
I know, man. It's pretty wild. So, Before I let you go, I want to give you a chance to shout out any kind of artists that you think need some light, shine some light. And I have one too, and it's actually very apropos after some of the events today, but I'd love to hear yours. An independent artist. We always try and give shout outs.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Appreciate it. I want to shout out my homie Wahid Zai.
Of course.
AKA All Smiles.
We had Wahid on the show. Wahid's one of my favorites. We had him on the show.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I just talked to him on the phone a few days ago.
Cool.
Shout out to my bro Terrell Jones.
Okay.
You know who that is?
I remember Terrell from Nifty Gateway, right? Early on.
No.
Okay. Then wait, did he speak? Did he speak in Brooklyn?
Yeah, he did.
That's the panel I saw. That's how I know the name. Bro. Yeah.
He's going fucking nuts, bro.
Okay. We follow each other.
Crazy.
We follow each other here.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I remember exactly who he is now. Terrell Jones. People need to go check him out.
His profile picture is actually from Segoya. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the panel I was on. That's how I found out about him. Followed him. He followed me back. I mixed up the names with there's another guy, Trevor Jones or something from Nifty Gateway. I think so. That's why I got mixed up. But yeah, he's awesome for sure. I was really impressed with him.
Yeah, he's as of like the past 3 months, just fucking nuts on the internet. He doesn't stop. Shout out Mumbot. That's the homie.
Of course.
She works. She loves this shit.
Yeah, Mumbot's one of our best friends of the show. She did our 100th anniversary POAP. She's been on twice. Love Mumbot to death.
Oh,
Mumbot,
shit.
Mumbot's incredible. Yep.
Yeah,
that's cool. We run in the same circles, obviously, for the whole clubhouse days. I love that.
Yeah, man. These like people I know IRL too that I
Yeah.
had the pleasure.
Oh,
of
that's so
IRL.
cool to
Like,
hear that. Yeah.
yeah, I was with Warhuddle last night.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, Taylor. I
Familiar.
was with JR from Oni Force. I was with him last
Mhm.
night. I was with Emily Lazar. That's the
Yeah.
homie too.
No, Emily Lazar very
Yeah,
well.
man. Yeah, bro. It's a lot of stuff, man. I got shout out to my homie Goldie from Chicago, Twan Jones going crazy. So it's just like a lot of pockets, man.
Yeah.
Of just amazing artists and projects like even Naveen and them over at Yat, bro. But I just love what all the artists are doing. Finn is going crazy. I
Yep.
love Mr. Brian Design.
Yeah, Mr.
They
Brian's
show
awesome.
up and show out.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just really, man, I just love the space of just all the artists coming together. I feel like I know I'm missing like a ton of people like ATM and like this girl named Nia who's dope, NIAH and Imani and Call Me Latasha or Latasha. Yeah, man, I just can't put my finger on it because it's just the space is just radiating with love and support, and you're just seeing a lot of artists get what they're owed. Stone's Organic, and I'm just saying names at this point, but I love it, bro. Yeah,
that's
man,
awesome.
it's
No, you
amazing.
shout out a lot. That's great. So when people hear that, and I always get messages, thanks for introducing me to this person, thanks for introducing me to that person from the podcast. So some of those, like the people that are listening, will go look those names up, and you never know who will find somebody they resonate with. An artist I want to shout out. His name is Olik.eth, OLIK, and I came across him this week in a Twitter space. And he's actually from Turkey. And I was actually planning on doing this, but then obviously this morning there were those horrible, horrible, devastating earthquakes in Turkey and Syria. I'm sure you saw that. We don't even know the devastation yet. But Olik, so he creates these images and he calls it Memento Mori. Remember that we're going to die. Remember that we're mortal. And it's like they're kind of images of everyday life, people in an elevator, people at a party, people playing checkers, but always one person is a skeleton in the image. And it's like these black and white, lots of pen marks. Like
you said Olik, OLIK, right?
OLIK.eth on Twitter.
It's not Olik again, is it?
I'm gonna.
Oh, I found it. I found it.
I'm gonna send him.
Memento Mori.
Yep, that's him. Yeah.
I found it with black and white sketches.
Yeah, like just really cool. Like I really enjoyed it. Enjoyed the meaning of it, and we messaged
really
a little bit back and forth, and seems like a really nice guy. And then obviously I actually need to check in on him now because of what happened in Turkey today. Like it's watching that footage has been coming across of. I heard that 6,000 buildings collapsed approximately in Turkey.
No, the fuck?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures and isn't
that pretty cool?
Was it an earthquake? What happened?
Yeah, two major earthquakes, 7.7, 7.8.
A lot of people died, bro.
A lot of people died. It's really bad. I guess it hasn't been
6,000 buildings?
That's what they said. And it happened in the middle of the night. It was like freezing cold. It's really bad. It's really, really bad.
I'm like looking at these pictures. They look like these buildings are flat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's video of them actually collapsing during the second earthquake. And there's a castle that has 6,000 years of history that the Romans rebuilt 2,200 years ago that collapsed.
Fuck,
yeah,
man.
Really bad, really nasty. Sibal is from Turkey. We had her on the podcast also, if you know her on Twitter, and she's been talking about it a lot.
Palau?
Sibal, Sibel, Sib.
Yeah, Olik is dope, bro.
Yeah, right? Sibel is Sibal.
And he only has 649 followers.
I know. Yeah, like I heard him on a Twitter space. So, just checking it out. And I was like, wow, it was really good. I gave him a follow. He followed me back. He messaged me. We chatted for a little bit. And he's got like some stuff on Foundation. Yeah, he's really cool. Really,
man.
There's so much talent out there. I wish I had wish I had a little tiny bit of that.
No, man, you can just start drawing stick figures, becoming the king of stick figures.
Something like that.
Yeah, I got people. This space is really, I love it, man. It's just wild. Like people really be breaking down. A person really dig your art. People they write dissertations about your art and like
I know.
Really try to figure it out. Like people just digging up my stuff, man, browsing your art. Are you going like, and they're screenshotting like, what does this mean? And like, it's really empowering, man. I shout out to Web3. Somebody just added me like 5 minutes ago, bro. 1 minute ago. Constantine.
Shout out to Web3. It is wild, man. It's a wild space. And
I'm on a podcast with Michael King. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, that's right.
No, man, I appreciate you giving me the time and space, bro, to talk my shit and to, share what I got going on and share what you got going on and just to talk about the space in general, man.
Yeah, the pleasure's all ours. It's been a long time coming, and hopefully we'll do it again sometime because I really appreciate you. I've always had so much respect sitting in your clubhouse rooms, and just it's always been a pleasure the way you handle things, handle yourself, and everybody always had so much respect for you. You could tell in those rooms, like you were the man, and it's awesome to have you on. And hopefully we'll connect again sometime soon in real life. And you're up in Chicago.
Oh, yeah,
most Chicago, right?
No, I'm in LA right now.
Oh, you're in LA. Oh, good for you. Okay.
Doing a project. I'm in LA right now.
That's what's up.
Yeah. No, I'll reach out to you next time I'm in New York. Are you in New York, right?
No, I'm in South Florida near Miami.
Okay. Next time I'm in Miami, but also I'll reach out to you just like with the prototype with the good and evil stuff.
Yeah, please do.
Your take
Definitely.
On some of the stuff. I'd love to get your eyes on it.
Awesome. Well, great chatting it up. This is a really good conversation. And best of luck with the new drop and everything you got going on. Have fun in LA. And
appreciate it,
man.
bro.
We'll be chatting soon. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one. Peace.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.